Desk. Grayson, Amendment 300.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Mr. Grayson of Florida. At the end of the bill, before the short title, insert the following section. None of the funds made available by this Act may be used to consult, as the term is used in reference to the Department of Defense and the National Security Agency in contravention of an assurance provided in Section 20(c)(1)(a) of the National Institute of Standards and Technology Act, 15 U.S.C. 278G 3(c)(1)(a).
Pursuant to House Resolution 628, the gentleman from Florida and a member opposed each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Florida for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, this is an amendment that is substantially similar to an amendment that passed by unanimous voice vote among Democrats and Republicans on the House Science and Technology Committee a couple of weeks ago. My amendment, the Grayson-Holt-Lofgren amendment, seeks to address a serious problem. Recently, it was revealed that the National Security Agency has been recklessly subverting American cryptographic standards, and deliberately so. Cryptographic standards for the national security community and the commercial software industry are developed by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST. That is an agency within the House Science and Technology jurisdiction. These standards are intended to protect Americans from foreign intelligence agencies, from cyber criminals, from industrial espionage, and from privacy violations by those who wish us harm. They are embedded in software products which are used and sold widely, in fact almost universally, in this country and elsewhere. Unfortunately, recent media reports indicate that the National Security Agency successfully and deliberately weakened encryption standards promulgated by NIST to further NSA surveillance goals at the cost of the privacy of ordinary U.S. citizens and, in fact, universally throughout the United States. This is extremely dangerous. It leaves users of these standards vulnerable to anybody who is familiar with these weaknesses. We can recall that just a few weeks ago, millions of Americans were told that they had to change their user IDs and their passwords. That, Mr. Chairman, was because of this. The NSA apparently is doing this as part of its domestic spying program, but as World Wide Web inventor Tim Berners-Lee put it, quote, "It's naive to imagine that if you deliberately introduce into a system a weakness, you'll be the only one to use it," close quote. My amendment would seek to address this issue by prohibiting the intelligence community from subverting or interfering with the integrity of any cryptographic standard that is proposed, developed, or adopted by NIST. It's only common sense that we should not want taxpayer dollars that are appropriated to one agency being used to deliberately and actively subvert the work of another agency and at the same time destroy the privacy and the liberty and the personal property of our own citizens. I urge support for this amendment on both sides of the aisle, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Florida reserves